For years, the Mediterranean diet has been the gold standard for health. We've talked about it extensively, the olive oil, the fish, the vegetables. It's powerful, it's proven. But what if I told you there was a way to take that gold standard and make it even more potent?
What if, by making a few simple, strategic upgrades to the classic diet, scientific studies showed you could amplify the benefits, leading to even greater fat loss, especially dangerous visceral fat, and a more significant improvement in heart health markers?
Welcome back to the Healthy Food to Eat podcast. Today, we are exploring the next frontier in nutrition science, the green Mediterranean diet. This isn't a completely new diet. It's a supercharged version of the one we already know and love. We're going to break down exactly what makes it green, what the landmark studies say about its enhanced benefits, and how you can easily incorporate its powerful principles into your life.
If you're looking to take your health journey to the next level, this episode is for you. We're about to explore how 3 specific green additions can unlock a whole new level of well-being.
Okay, let's get right to it. When we say green Mediterranean diet, or GMD, what are we actually talking about? How does it differ from the classic version we've already covered?
It's an excellent question. The GMD maintains the entire foundation of the traditional Mediterranean diet, an abundance of vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, and extra virgin olive oil as the primary fat source. But it introduces 3 key modifications based on a groundbreaking study called the Direct Plus trial.
What's the first modification?
First, it drastically reduces red and processed meat intake, even more so than the classic Med diet. In the study, the GMD group consumed virtually no red meat, replacing that protein with more plant-based sources. It's a very plant-forward approach.
So it's not just about eating red meat, maybe rarely, it's about aiming to eliminate it for maximum benefit. What's the second and probably most defining change?
The second is it mandates the daily inclusion of specific high-polyphenol green foods. This is where the green name really comes from. The study participants were required to consume 2 things every single day: 28 grams of walnuts. We know walnuts are part of the classic diet, but here they are mandated daily for their specific polyphenol and omega-3 profile.
28 grams of walnuts plus
3 to 4 cups of green tea. Green tea is rich in powerful antioxidants called catechins, which are not a typical component of the traditional Mediterranean diet.
Okay, so a near elimination of red meat, plus daily walnuts and green tea. What's the third and final modification? This one's quite unique.
The third modification is the daily inclusion of a Mankai duckweed shake. Now, listeners, don't get scared off by the name. Mankai is a tiny aquatic green plant. Think of it like a microgreen that grows on water. It's incredibly nutrient-dense and is considered a superfood. In the study, it was provided as a shake to ensure a consistent, high-quality source of plant-based protein, iron, and B12.
A duckweed shake. That's definitely new. So to summarize, the 3 pillars of the green upgrade: less red meat, more plants; daily walnuts and green tea; daily Mankai duckweed shake.
Exactly. It's a strategic enhancement designed to flood the body with a specific class of plant-based compounds called polyphenols.
So we have the what. Now for the really exciting part, the why. What did the Direct Plus trial actually find?
This is what makes the GMD so compelling. The study compared 3 groups, one on standard healthy dietary advice, one on a classic Mediterranean diet, and one on the green Mediterranean diet. All groups also had a physical activity component. While both Mediterranean groups did well, the Green Med group saw significantly amplified results.
What was the most significant result?
Visceral fat reduction. Visceral fat is the dangerous inflammatory fat that wraps around your internal organs. It's a major driver of metabolic disease. The GMD group lost twice as much visceral fat as the classic Mediterranean diet group. That is a staggering difference.
Twice as much. That's a huge deal. What is the mechanism behind that? How are these green foods targeting this specific dangerous fat?
The researchers believe it's the massive dose of polyphenols. Polyphenols are antioxidant compounds found in plants. The walnuts, green tea, and Mankai duckweed are exceptionally rich in them. These compounds appear to have a powerful effect on the gut microbiome.
Let's unpack that connection. How does feeding your gut polyphenols help you lose visceral fat?
It's a fascinating chain of events. A healthy, diverse gut microbiome, which is fostered by these polyphenols, produces beneficial compounds and helps regulate inflammation. An unhealthy microbiome can contribute to insulin resistance and increased fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area. The GMD seems to create a gut environment that is profoundly anti-inflammatory and metabolically efficient. The study found that the gut microbiomes of the GMD participants changed significantly, with an increase in beneficial bacteria known to be associated with leanness.
So it's not just about calories. It's about providing specific information to your gut bacteria, which in turn helps your body manage fat more effectively. What other benefits did they see?
The GMD group also saw greater improvements in other cardiovascular risk factors. They had a larger drop in LDL or bad cholesterol, a better improvement in insulin sensitivity, and a greater reduction in diastolic blood pressure compared to the other groups. It's a full system upgrade. But the visceral fat finding is the real headline.
Ready to eat healthier without the hassle? Our Mediterranean Diet Printable Bundle has everything you need to stay on track. Get a comprehensive food list, 30-day meal plan, snack ideas, and a convenient shopping guide, all in one easy-to-use PDF. Whether you're looking to lose weight, improve heart health, or simply enjoy balanced, delicious meals, this bundle is your simple path to a healthier lifestyle. Download now using the link below and start your Mediterranean journey today.
Let's dedicate some time to these 3 green superstars. Let's start with walnuts. We know they're healthy, but why were they specifically chosen for this study?
Walnuts have a unique profile. They are the only nut significantly high in the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, but crucially for the GMD, they are packed with a specific group of polyphenols called elagitannins. When our gut bacteria metabolize these compounds, they create other molecules like urolithins, which have powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. The daily mandated dose ensures the body gets a consistent supply of these precursors.
Okay, let's move on to green tea. Many people drink it, but what makes it a pillar of this diet?
Green tea is a catechin powerhouse. The most famous one is epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. EGCG is a potent antioxidant that has been studied for its ability to boost metabolism and enhance bad oxidation. It also works synergistically with the other polyphenols in the diet, creating a more powerful combined effect. The recommendation of 3 to 4 cups a day is designed to achieve a therapeutic dose of these beneficial catechins.
So a listener might be thinking, what kind of green tea? Does it matter?
Quality does matter. While any plain green tea is good, high-quality options like sencha or matcha will likely have a higher concentration of these compounds. The key is to drink it unsweetened. Adding sugar would counteract many of the benefits.
Now for the most unusual ingredient, Mankai duckweed. This is likely new to almost everyone listening. Why this specific plant? And more importantly, how can people realistically incorporate it?
Mankai is fascinating. It was chosen because it's a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids, similar to animal protein. It's also one of the only plant sources of bioactive vitamin B12, which is crucial, especially when reducing meat intake. And, of course, it's packed with its own unique set of polyphenols, iron, and other vitamins.
So if a listener can't find Mankai powder at their local health food store, is the Green Med diet impossible for them? Is there a substitute?
That's the key practical question. While Mankai is unique, the principle is what's important.
A high-quality, nutrient-dense, green, plant-based protein source. A great real-world substitute would be a high-quality smoothie made with other greens. For example, a shake with a large handful of spinach or kale, a scoop of high-quality, unsweetened plant-based protein powder like pea or hemp, and maybe some spirulina or chlorella for an extra nutrient boost. This would mimic the nutritional role of the Mankai shake in the diet. The goal is that concentrated dose of green plant power.
Let's make this tangible. Let's walk through what a typical day might look like for someone following the green Mediterranean diet.
Absolutely. It's simpler than it sounds. Breakfast could be a classic Mediterranean breakfast like a Greek yogurt bowl, but you'd add your handful of walnuts, 28 grams, on top. You would also have your first cup of green tea. Morning snack, part of breakfast, this is the perfect time for the green shake, whether it's with actual Mankai powder or our substitute, spinach, plant-based protein powder, and maybe some flaxseed blended with water or unsweetened plant milk. Lunch, a huge lentil and vegetable salad. You'd use a base of mixed greens, add cooked brown lentils, tons of chopped non-starchy vegetables, and an olive oil vinaigrette. You'd have your second cup of green tea with this meal. Afternoon snack, your third cup of green tea, maybe with a piece of fruit. Dinner, this meal is completely plant-focused. For example, a large portion of roasted salmon, remember, fish is encouraged, served alongside a generous helping of roasted broccoli and a baked sweet potato, all drizzled with extra virgin olive oil, no red meat. You could have your fourth cup of green tea here or opt for a decaf version if it's late.
So the core meals look very similar to the classic med diet, but they are punctuated by these three specific green additions throughout the day and a conscious removal of red meat.
Exactly. It's about being deliberate. You're not just generally eating healthy, you are specifically and consistently consuming these high polyphenol foods every single day to fuel that positive change in your metabolism and gut microbiome.
All right, this has been a fascinating look at the evolution of an already fantastic diet. Let's summarize the key takeaways.
1. It's an upgrade, not a replacement. The green Mediterranean diet starts with the classic med diet foundation and supercharges it with these three key modifications. 2. The three green pillars are 1. Virtually eliminating red meat. 2. Mandating a daily intake of walnuts and green tea. And 3. Including a daily green shake, like one made with Mankai or a substitute like spinach, plant-based protein powder, and maybe some flaxseed, blended with water or unsweetened plant milk.
3. The science is compelling. The GMD has been shown to be significantly more effective than the classic version for reducing dangerous visceral fat, which researchers believe is due to its massive payload of specific polyphenols that positively influence the gut microbiome.
4. It is actionable. While Mankai might be hard to find, the principles can be adopted by focusing on plant-based protein, consistently drinking green tea, and eating your daily handful of walnuts.
This is cutting-edge stuff, and it can feel like a big leap. So as always, we want to give you a simple, manageable starting point.
Your call to action this week is not to adopt the entire green med diet overnight. Your challenge is to go green on one thing.
That's it. Pick one of the three pillars. Maybe your one thing is to commit to having a handful of walnuts every single day. Or maybe you decide to replace your afternoon coffee with a cup of green tea. Or perhaps you try making a green smoothie for breakfast a few times this week.
Choose one of these green habits. See how it feels. Let that small change build momentum. That is how you take your health to the next level. Not with giant leaps, but with small, consistent, powerful steps.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the future of nutrition. We hope you feel inspired to add a little more green to your plate.
Until next time, eat well and be well.